everybody to another installment of We Got Next. Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome back. Thank you all so much for being here today. We got the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, the full founder of Kingdom Believers Podcast, Cam Chris, the Kingdom Project out in December, Holy Bonus right after that. Ladies and gentlemen, Cameron Pump Chambers, everybody. This is a talk about life 2 years later. Me and Cam started this on his baby shower in 2020. Then we did it last year. And now this is our third time doing this video. The beauty about having a podcast is you get to see. Well, I don't have a podcast anymore. But the beauty about
is just on hold.
Yeah. The beauty about having a show is you can see your progress. So Cam, I don't know what I asked you these previous 2 years, but how is life today? How old is Brooklyn?
Brooklyn right now is still 1.
Okay.
But in 2 days, by the time y'all see this, she'll probably already be 2. But it's the 22nd of October now. Monday, she will be 2, which is insane.
Right, because our first installment, she was not born.
Yeah. Actually, she wasn't. And it's crazy because we had the baby shower on the 4th, and we talked about this last year. 20 days later, she was born. Look at us now.
I would like to say we've grown a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say we've learned a lot. I would like to say we were a tad bit naive when we first started this journey of We Got Next and Kingdom Believers Podcast, fatherhood, and I was adulthood. When we first did this video, we were 18.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be some old people out there like, well, y'all just 20. Y'all still don't know nothing. And that could be true.
But we know a whole lot more than we did.
know a lot more than we did as me, myself, an 18-year-old kid. Just everything that's happened in these last 2 years. Just so much learning and growth and so much failure and so much reward, so much success. It was like failure, you reach a new milestone. Failure, you reach a new milestone. But all of that shaped us into this young men we are today. Yeah. And even today, we still don't have everything figured out. But we know more than we did 2 years ago. Yeah. So Cameron, tell us a little bit about your life, man. Tell us about some of the stuff you've learned as a father. I always like to go to the father approach from you. What's the biggest difference that you will say from Brooklyn not being here to Brooklyn being 1 to Brooklyn being 2 days away from being 2?
Well, I'm going to go with, I'm going to break each one of those down, but I want to say the thing that really hit me the most from her not being here to now her being here is accountability.
100%.
Accountability. And I say that because I had no reason to be accountable before. Mm-hmm. Like if I mess up in my life, I messed up in my life.
Yeah.
If I mess up in my life today,
you're messing up in 2 people's lives,
bro.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah. The things I would do, and I talk about this. I've talked about this a lot, but I didn't feel the need to start the podcast until I had one. That idea, God didn't give me that. I mean, He gave it to me a while ago with starting YouTube and being on this platform. But starting the podcast and ministering to people and changing the way I live life, I didn't see that being a necessity until I had Brooklyn. Because now it was before I could just be me.
Yeah.
I had no reason to be better.
Yeah.
None whatsoever besides my Holy Spirit that was telling me, oh, you need to be better. But then again, I'm just if I fail, I fail. You feel me? But now it's okay, I have somebody that's actually, 1, watching everything I do. And 2, it comes to me for things. For her to continue to live life. She comes to me because I have to feed her. I got to change her. I got to put her to sleep. I got to make sure she gets up in the morning. I got to do all this different stuff for her. So it's just like, dang, this human being survives off me. Yeah. So there's that. And then I would say we talked about last year from Earth to 1. But now I want to talk from 1 to 2. Because, oh my God. That has been something crazy, because towards the end of, like, being a baby, stepping into 1 year old, she had just started walking. But now she had started, like, she went from walking to running, to slapping people, to eating by herself, to understanding, her brain development. I realized, like, obviously, this baby is a human being, but, like, you're growing up, and it's blowing my mind, because there's nothing I can do about, like, to slow down the process of you growing up, because you have to. I asked my goddad not too long ago, maybe like a week or two ago, I was like, how do I know when I'm making the right decisions and stuff? And he basically broke down to me. It was like, the situation with Brooklyn will never, like, it'll get better, but it will never change. It will always be hard. There will be easy times, but it will always be hard, because it is the consequence of my actions. Every action has consequences, and Brooklyn is the consequence of my actions. Obviously, everybody knows how babies get here. Having premarital sex, having sex out of wedlock. My consequence is me having to deal with this child for the rest of my life. Not that Brooklyn is a problem, but she for sure ain't easy. That's a human being that you're taking care of. So it's like, he broke that down to me, and I'm like, dang, right on. But he also told me that the reason why God gave me Brooklyn was because I can handle it. Like, yes, it's going to be tough. It's not easy, but I can still handle it. And I need it. I really feel like a lot of the time I need Brooklyn. But, like, when I have nobody else to talk to, even though me and Brooklyn don't hold back and forth conversations, it's just like, she's still present. She's somebody I can talk to. And she taught me so much about myself that I have to... Trying to get on her schedule, like the schedule that she needs. I can't put Brooklyn to bed at 9 o'clock and like be able to get her up at 7 in the morning when I go to sleep at 3, because I have to be up at 7 in the morning to get her up at 7. So I'm like, that doesn't add up. So me having to get on her schedule and restart, I'll say it kind of goes back to my teenage years, or even before that, when my dad would be like, go to bed, because y'all got to get up for school in the morning, or y'all got to get up for church in the morning. It takes me back to that, and it's just like, okay, so this is why he was saying this, because you're going to need this for the rest of your life.
I know for me personally, I owe my mother a lot of apologies, because these 2 years just being on my own for the first time in my life, having a job, losing a job, dealing with that, getting a new job, still trying to pursue my purpose, trying to figure out my dreams, how to balance reality with dreams.
Bro, because listen,
that is a tough job. Yeah. Trying to balance your reality with your dream,
it's not easy.
It is not easy, because your reality is, if you don't pay these bills, if you don't do this, you can forget about a dream, because it's gonna always be dark, because you ain't gonna have no lights, and you ain't gonna have no house. And it's
always gonna be dark and cold.
It's always gonna be dark and cold.
Because you outside with no
and
lights.
I'm blessed to have a support system to where that probably would never be our reality, because I have someone that will always, my mother will always say, well, son, you can come home. But at some point, it's time to be a man.
Yeah.
At some point, you're not leaning on, well, I know my mama is there. No, you're in this world, young, and you're trying to make stuff happen.
Correct.
You're trying to make your dreams happen. You're trying to make your passions happen. And you're still trying to be young.
And you also trying to figure out who you are as a person.
Exactly.
Because even though we're like adults, I would say between the ages of 15 and 25, you're really still trying to figure out who you are as a person. You never really stop finding out your identity ever, in my personal opinion. But you figure out the most crucial points, the most important points at the stage that we are currently.
Yeah.
Because like I would say, I'm not the same person that I was in high school.
No.
Not even in the slightest.
No.
Definitely not. And it's not just because I'm a father. It's just because I've grown.
I am a completely different person. Watch this. From graduation, right? Well, let's start even back further than that. I am a completely different person from my 8th grade year to my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
From my freshman year to my senior year, I was a completely different person.
Mm-hmm.
And now from my senior year
to present day,
I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
8th grade, going into freshman year, I knew absolutely nothing but how to preach and quote Bible scriptures. That's all I knew, was how to preach, quote Bible scriptures. At the end of high school, my daddy had died.
Yeah. So
now I had already, thought this whole thing, and now your daddy died. And now from present day, from 12th grade, I'm a completely different person. I didn't have any responsibilities senior year. I didn't have to worry about how this would get paid, how this would get done, how I would do
like
this.
Your job was a choice.
Your job, it was a choice. It was a choice to say, well, I'm going to get a job. And the money you get to keep to yourself.
Because it was yours.
Because it's your money. You're staying with your parents, and that's expected. Now, it's not that. That's not my reality.
You don't
anymore.
have a choice.
It's not my reality.
And that's what's so important. Like going back to the Brooklyn thing. That's what's so important about like everything that she's teaching me. Because like, bro, before I had Brooklyn, I could not eat all day, and I would be fine with that. Like, yeah, I'd be hungry, but I would be fine with not eating all day. She cannot be okay with not eating all day. I cannot put her on my schedule and be like, oh, we just woke up. Now, hours later, it's 3 p.m. She ain't had nothing to eat all day. It's not going to work. No. It's not going to work. She going to be pissed. She going to be fighting me. She going to be fighting everybody. And like, she going to cry. The whole time she's going to cry. Because she's hungry. She's a growing human being. She's my responsibility. So I can't do the same things that I do with myself with her, because it's not gonna work.
And then like I love the father point of view, and then just like because you're raising a human while also becoming a man. You are a kid when you have Brooklyn, and you're growing into being a man. And my journey into becoming a man, I thought I was a man at 18.
Bro, man,
boy, was I wrong.
Boy, were we stupid.
Boy, was I wrong, because my mother told me that, being grown, that is responsibility.
So much.
And the more responsibility I put on myself, and the more responsibilities that happens, you start to get held to a standard.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like, okay, well, we expect this out of you.
Correct.
And it may be, that's why I say the process is so pivotal. Because the worst thing you could do, in my opinion, right now, is skip steps in the process. And people expect something out of you that you were never fully equipped to do in the first place. You can skip steps, you can.
Yeah.
But it's going to come a day where your full requirements are going to be needed for something. And if that's not in you, you're going to shrink. You're going to need these moments in your life.
They're going to come up short so quick.
Exactly.
You're going to come up short so quick because you think that you know what you was doing. And it's like my dad showed us how to put up chandeliers, rewire houses. Each step to rewiring a house is a necessity. You cannot skip over anything. Because if you skip over anything, you either don't got no lights or you're gonna blow up.
Yeah,
your house will be in flames.
I think about I've been trying to get into football this year because I'm a basketball fanatic. But this year I've been trying to get into football. And with football, let's say it's a young prospect coming out of college. If his first couple of plays, it's all for him, and he throwing it straight to him and he getting touchdowns, it's not going to look like all the fundamental work was needed. But when you're not getting that ball thrown to you, and now you have to go and be a team player, all of those fundamentals, all of that foundation from being in Little League is going to be needed for that day. So you might not need all your fundamental foundations when you get to a certain level where everything is on you. But when you falling on some hard times, you're going to need every scripture. You're going to need every word. And I'm going to say this. When I was younger, even younger, because we're still young, very, very young.
Yeah.
But when I was even younger, I was just coming into myself. I was like, oh, I can talk real good. So I was just chatting. I was just saying stuff that I thought sounded good. And I'll never forget, we were inside of a service, and it was an open forum service, and there was this older guy there. And you know me, I'm young gun, and I'm just saying everything that's getting people, everybody, oh yeah, nah. And he said to me, he was like, I don't know if you believe all of that or not. He said, I don't know if you believe all of that or not, but it's going to come a day where everything you're saying, you're going to have to need to survive. Yeah. And I was offended at the moment. I'm like, see, this is why old people die. They always hating on me. Yeah. But as my name is Marcellus Metcalf, that day has come where all of those scriptures, everything I was quoting, all of the Bible, all of this stuff that I've been saying to other people, I needed for myself. Everything. It has come to pass.
Yeah,
season.
I've seen that like firsthand. I've seen the things that, and this is not just like scripture wise, like the stuff I used to talk about with like friends. I've seen it prophetically come into play, and I'm like, I be looking around like, I don't know if y'all remember this, but 10 years ago, I told you that we was gonna need this. Nobody wanted to listen to me, and now I'm the only one prepared. And it's like, that's really how it goes, because God will give you this stuff even as a young child. He'll give you, 1, what you want to do in life, 2, how to get there, and 3, he may not even give you the end result. He'll tell you, like, I want you to be here in life, but that may not be the end for you. You know what I mean? Then he'll tell you, like, I need you to do this, 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 and this. And if you don't do this, 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 and this, oh, you screwed.
Brother, I don't know, and this is not me trying to be that guy. I don't know how people are making it without God.
I
will
be that guy.
My only sanity at times is simply God. Is that I have put in work in the kingdom. I have studied. I've prayed. I've read my Bible, and I know that His word cannot return to me void.
That's correct.
And every time where I feel like I'm at the edge, and I feel like I don't know how in the world this is going to work out, something happens, and it works out.
And it's only God.
Every single time.
Like I was telling you earlier, like the way we grew up was not the best. And I'm like, bro, there was times it's just like, as a child, I was looking around like, bro, we gonna make it, bro? Like, are we gonna good? Is everybody okay? Your back good?
Is everybody good?
Is everybody okay? And it was just like, now that I see like how my dad was doing it, and I kid you not, bro, my dad used to sit in the bathroom reading his Bible early in the morning. I'm just like, bro, why are you in here for this long? Like, you're not, I know you can't be using the bathroom for an hour. He was just in there reading his Bible. He had come out like brand new. And then I noticed why he would pray his entire way to work. And then I know why he would pray with us so heavy, because the struggle that we were going through growing up, we would still be struggling, or we wouldn't have been able to make it out of that if he didn't have that prayer life.
Right. And it's so crazy too. You know, our generation, we're blessed because of the prayers of previous generations.
Oh my gosh.
If it wasn't for the prayers of my mother, grandmother, father, grandfather, great grandmother, and you know, they were dirt poor. You know, they didn't have money.
Correct.
They didn't have the essentials. but they knew that they were the sacrifices. So they were saying, even going back to slavery time and segregation, they fully understood that my life, this era, this generation, I'm the sacrifice, so that a generation after me, that my grandkids, that my kids, they could fight for a better life.
I'll walk so y'all can run.
That's Dr. King. Rosa sat in 95, Martin walked in 63, so Obama could fly. Like that whole thing was I'm living my life for a better day. Correct. Martin Luther King said, I may not get there with you, but if you get there, my goal is accomplished.
Bro.
And we're reaping the benefits of today of, it's still racist. It's still systematic racism.
Oh, yeah.
But it is the least racist time in our American history.
Yeah.
Black people are in places that we've never been in our history.
Or we never
thought we could be. Because of
black president?
It's been black president. It's black billionaires. It's black influencers.
That was never a thought.
Never.
That was never a thought. And we've come so far. And me and you talk about this a lot. Like we were talking about the other day. Like, what music is Brooklyn gonna listen to? Mm-hmm. Like, oh, my dad would listen to that. Mm-hmm. And it's like we were talking about like Isley Brothers, because my dad would listen to Isley Brothers. So I grew up and I'm like, dang, my dad used to listen to this. But I saw what my dad went through in order for us to be where we are today, in order for us to have the knowledge, to have the resources, the abilities, all this different stuff. Like, and not now Brooklyn is watching me go to work every single day so that she can eventually go to work, and she can eventually, like, I'm crawling right now so she can walk. I'm walking right now so she can run. I'm running right now so she can fly. Like, you feel me? It's like she's seeing that because I saw it. Mm-hmm. And then her kids is gonna see it.
And we're building something for Brooklyn, and 10 years from now when I have a kid, we're building something.
10 years is crazy.
We're building something for them to where it'll be an option if you want to work or not.
Oh, most definitely.
Because it's not an option for us right now. If we want to maintain our living and have a lifestyle, we gotta work our ass off. It's that simple.
No, that's facts.
When I started to understand that in my mind, I said, if this is my reality. If I want to take Wgncellus somewhere, mm-hmm. if I want this to reach new heights, I'm going to have to put money into it. The only way you can put money into it is by having it. Only way you can have it is by working for it. Yeah. So I understand, and I'm so grateful that God put this understanding in me young, that you're going to have to work on your business, and you got to work for your living. And you got to put so much more energy into working for your business and for your purpose than you do working for your living. Mm-hmm. Because if those things are equal, you can't go anywhere. It'll be a cycle. Yeah. So you gotta have, when I'm at work, I'm like, this is just what I'm doing so I can fund Wgncellus. And then the second you get home, you gotta work, and you're gonna be tired, and you're gonna be restless,
and
you gotta do it.
That's the whole idea. I've been running so much lately, and it's just like I'm not even mad. Like I'm not. I'll be tired, but I'm not tired. Yeah. Like I'm physically tired. Like, oh yeah, I want to go to sleep. Yeah, I want to go to sleep. Yeah. But mentally, I'm like, tomorrow, we own it, bro. Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm going to work. When I get off work, I got A, B, C to do, and I'm like, you have to keep going, because I read this quote where it was like, my granddad walked to work. My dad drove a Ford to work. I drive a Tesla. My son will be walking. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why? Because tough times create tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. But it will never be that. That's a vicious cycle. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it doesn't have to be that way.
It doesn't.
Because once what we're currently trying to do, what Brooklyn sees us doing, and what your kids will see you doing, is that by the time you have kids, it will be easy times. But you've been in tough times so that you can be a strong man. Your kids will always see your work ethic. Brooklyn will always see our work ethic. So she will have work ethic, because I saw my dad with a work ethic. You feel me? It will never. That's the cycle that we want to be in.
Yeah.
We want to be in a cycle of working hard. We want to be in a cycle of always striving to have a better life.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really what the last year taught me.
Mm-hmm. And like I remember, I was in service one time. Another open forum, but
Boy,
you know
these open forums.
These open forums, they brought out the best and worst.
Mm-hmm.
But but the chief had said something one time. At that time, I was really big on, you know, I don't want to work, and not so much as being lazy. It's just I wanted to do my dream. You know, I didn't want to work the typical 9 to 5.
Until you figured out what your dream would cost.
But you know, and the chief exactly, precisely. But then you know, the chief said something to me. He said, "You're gonna work your whole life.
It's never gonna stop.
It's never gonna stop. When you figure out your dream, and when you figure out what you want to do, and when you get into that financial state where you can fully back what you want to do, it's gonna be work." Kevin on stage posted something the other day. You know, people say, "Do what you love, you'll never work again."
Never work a day.
Lie.
That's cap.
Doing what you love is work.
It's the
you
best
can
work,
love
bro.
what you doing, but it is work. It's work getting up. It's
Stop
work
trying to pretend
maintaining.
like what you do is easy.
Stop trying to avoid work.
Yeah.
We got to work hard.
And I feel like that's one of the big problems that we deal with is not always trying to reach the point where we don't work.
And it's not
because even if our goal is not for our children to ever work.
Yeah.
Our goal is for our children not to have to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That's the goal is not for Brooklyn to ever work.
No.
Because I want her to
She
work.
don't need to work.
She's going to need to work. But I don't want her to work for nobody else but herself.
And then, like, precisely, if you got to work, you know, because we have to, take these moments of just being by yourself. Take these moments of probably being in a job you don't want to be at. You know, God has made a way for me. My first job, for real job, was Amazon. And I hated every second of it. I hated every second of Amazon. I totally hated working there.
I didn't.
But I was doing something different than you.
I was driving.
I hated working at Amazon.
And on a roller coaster.
That's crazy.
30 feet in the air. I was having fun.
I was having a terrible time. But that time, you know, it made me appreciate when I got a job that wasn't as strenuous.
I remember that.
It wasn't as stressful.
Bro, I would say that's one thing that really stuck out to me about your character. Like, obviously, we like brothers. We are brothers. I'm sorry. My bad. That was kind of disrespectful. Don't ever address us like brothers. We are brothers. You feel me?
Happy and singing.
But it really taught me about your character because I saw how, I kid you not, you would call me on your breaks.
I hate it working out.
Tell my brother, I want to go home.
Oh my God.
I hate it here.
I hate it here.
But like, you kept doing it.
Yeah.
You kept doing it until you didn't have to.
Yeah.
And then you was like, no, I'm gonna do something else. But the grind, it never ceased. It never stopped. Not one time did. If you weren't at Amazon, you were DoorDashing. If you weren't DoorDashing, you was at the airport. If you weren't at anywhere else, you were right here filming, editing, researching, no matter what it was. And that's what really stuck out to me. Like, you know, I look up to you, man.
That's crazy. No,
I'm serious.
No, looking at me is crazy.
But
I feel like, and we'll leave you with this. As you can see, our conversations are different. Our conversations in the past, I don't know what we were talking about, but it wasn't about.
We was having good conversations.
We've always had good conversations.
But it has most definitely matured. Yeah.
Because now, you know, Gino said something. He said, I seen the fun, but the work was unclear. You know, we saw what the fun, the lights, and the posters, and the laptops, and the microphones, and buying cameras. But when you got everything, now, and it's work, now it's like, it's no more excuses. It's no more excuses. And that's where we are.
I make so many.
Listen. But listen, we all make excuses. If we just went down our lives and said, well, I can't do this because of this, we'll never do anything.
You'll never get nothing done.
So my word for you, my takeaway from life where I'm at right now is while we're young, because I know a lot of young people watch me, 18 to 24, while we're young, don't rush to do something crazy. We're not Janae Aiko. While we're young, build, grind, stick it out.
Go ahead, I'm giving you the background.
I don't want no damn background track. Goddamn. We don't want a background track. No, that's crazy. Listen, grind, stick it out, build, work, build. You'll look up in 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
Bro, you there.
And you'll be at a financial state and at a mental state to where you can celebrate the work you've put in. And now you can say, oh, I don't have to work no more if I don't want to. I can completely focus on this. Any takeaway, brothers?
Yeah, man. Mark your, like, over your time. This is to, like, reiterate what you said. But, like, over the course of your journey, over the course of your working, write down what you, like, the stuff that you're dealing with. The progress that you are making. Whether it's day to day, week to week, month to month, year to year, whatever you're doing, you want to be able to look back and be like, dang, I was really working. I was just telling somebody that the other day, and this is it. But I was telling somebody the other day, I'm like, remind me in 5 years what I'm saying right now. Remind me of the hurt that I was having. Remind me of the happiness that I was having. Remind me of the work that I was having. So 5 years from now, just remind me. Because you always want to look back over the times that you have had to remember where you came from. And it makes your success so much sweeter. Yeah. So dang, that's crazy. So keep going.
Listen, I know we say it a lot, but I mean that thing.
Yeah.
Keep going. You are chosen by God. Cam is coming out with new podcasts.
Yes.
Continue to believe in the kingdom. Because the kingdom believes in you. You already know how we get next. Get down. I'll see you in a minute. We got next. Till next time. We love you.
No pickup game, tell the bros we got next. This ain't no time for playing, tell the bros we got next. Yeah, we got next. Backside of the mountain training, bro, we got next. This is the re-up, my enemies is holding down they spot. I got